Hello folks, we're back to a bit of colder weather, thus the hat. And I just wanted to talk about something that kind of annoys me, that I'm sure that you run into, and maybe this will be helpful for some people. If you're like me and you buy instruments in all conditions and you're looking to fix them up, whether to keep and use or sell on, there's some semantics involved that help you to do so, and they are often abused by people selling guitars in those conditions. So what's the difference between blems, seconds, projects, damage, broken, all that kind of stuff? Here's something that really annoys me on eBay or Reverb when somebody lists something as a blem or a second, and then you go look at the pictures and you see it has a cracked top, like maybe there's a crack on the top right here. That is not a blem or a second. That's a damaged guitar. A blem is something that has a small aesthetic visual issue. Maybe a scrape, a scratch, a finish imperfection, maybe a chip off the bridge somewhere, maybe a slight chip off the headstock, something that doesn't impair the guitar. The guitar can still be played, and it can be still sold for not like new, but in good condition, for less money. Similarly, a second is a factory second, something that's not good enough to be sold as new with warranty. So often with seconds, it's hard to find the blemish. I've actually bought seconds and got them out of the box and not being able to find the issue. It's that small. Seconds sometimes are stamped on the back of the headstock with a 2, or sometimes used if they don't want people to trade them in as new guitars or instruments. And sometimes they will also cross out the serial number on the inside of the label in here. That's not because they choose to. Now there are some reclamation sites that sell guitars. One of the most well known is MIRC, which I think is Music Instrument Reclamation Company, and they sell factory or in-house refurbished guitars. They buy them from manufacturers with issues, and then they fix them in-house and then resell them for less money, for less of a cost. I've done some business with them. I don't buy from them that often, but I've done some business with them, and sometimes their issues are small and you can't find them, and other times they are noticeable. They're craftsmen, they're luthiers that work in places like that. When you buy something that's been refurbished, and again, a refurb is something that the seller has refurbished, or the manufacturer has refurbished, or a middle company has refurbished. That can mean a lot of different things. That can mean a guitar that's restored to like new, or a guitar that is restored to playing condition but still has some scar or some imperfection. This here I refurbished. I bought it damaged. It was listed as a blem. It's not a blem. When I bought it, the bridge was off, and it took some of the top with it. So I had to sand down the back of the bridge, clean up the spruce top underneath, take all the splinters out, and refit that bridge. I refurbished this guitar. If I decide to sell it, I will list it as a refurbished, seller refurbished guitar. People don't adhere to these principles, and sometimes it causes issues, and I wish they would. So I couldn't list this as a new guitar, even though it looks brand new, because I have re-glued the bridge back down. I wouldn't do that. If the bridge, I didn't glue it down, I wouldn't be able to resell it as a blem or a second. It's not. It's a damaged guitar. It has pieces hanging off the guitar. It is not playable. So it should be therefore listed and sold as damaged or a project. And, a lot of people on the online websites use that term, project. And it's a buzzword for people like me, luthiers, guitar techs, okay, I can buy that guitar and perhaps fix it. And most of the time I can. Every once in a while the damage wasn't explained very well and you'll buy it and it's not fixable, particularly if you've got neck warping issues and things like that. So this is a bone of contention for me. I wish people were honest. I wish people that would use the correct terminology. A blem is a slight imperfection, usually a scratch or a ding or a dent. Sometimes that's called scratch and dent, obviously. A second is a very minor imperfection, meaning that the item cannot be sold as new. And a refurb is something that's been fixed prior to sale. A project is something that you're selling to be fixed. Here's something I brought as a project. This is a really nice rosewood ukulele. Beautiful rosewood. I've been enjoying working on these lately. This one here had shipping damage. I don't know if you can see it on the light there, but it's been cracked. There's a crack going all the way along. It came completely off. I re-glued that with Gorilla Glue. I'd only use Gorilla Glue if I don't want the joint to fail again. I've never had a Gorilla Glue joint fail. It'll break somewhere else before that comes apart in that particular seam. I don't want this to come apart again, so in this particular case I used Gorilla Glue and clamps, and then I had to clean it off and make it, put some fresh lacquer on and make it as clean and as nice to the touch as I can. It's still got a nasty scar on it, but I cannot sell that as a blem. Or I shouldn't sell it as a blem or a second. It isn't. It's a refurbished guitar. The ukulele was damaged. It looks brand new elsewhere. Beautiful. If you don't see that crack, you think this is a new ukulele. But it's there. It's got a visible scar, and I did the repair work, so I would sell this as a refurbished instrument or a repaired instrument. I wish those terms didn't get confused. Often it leads to returns. Often it leads to feuds between buyers and sellers because the correct verbiage is not used. Or you have a seller that doesn't take pictures or describe defects or damaged areas of the instrument at all. And that leads to problems as well. But anyway, I just thought I'd do a video on that because I haven't seen anybody really talk about it online. I think it's really important to list things accurately and that we all understand the glossary around guitar repair. So, blems, seconds, scratch and dent, damaged projects, fixer-uppers, luthier specials, they're all different. They all mean something quite different. We should use the correct term. See you next time.